Thank you, Mr. President. Today I introduced a package of bills aimed at reining in out-of-control corporate welfare and eliminating the fundamentally broken Strategic Outreach and Attraction Reserve Fund. This legislation would repeal SOAR, eliminate its funding, and return the money to the general fund. It would also institute much-needed reforms in Michigan's economic development efforts. SOAR was established in 2021 to create a process of selecting top-quality investments while increasing transparency for taxpayers and communication with elected officials. It has accomplished none of these goals. In my opinion, it has made things worse. Just look what's happening in the Marshall community. For many months, a Ford battery project has divided the community. Some of the tension is created by the state's broken process for deciding how, where, and when economic developments should proceed. SOAR and MEDC put the cart in front of the horse. Property has been purchased and some of the land has already been cleared. The lives of many Marshall area residents have been upended or put on hold. Taxpayer money has been allocated. And now Ford doesn't even know if they want to proceed with the project. It has been paused. The latest development comes after a recent media report connected the governor's campaign team to an effort to discredit Marshall area residents who understandably oppose the megasite in their own backyards. Another recent media report highlighted how one of the governor's appointees secured a no-bid contract to do site preparation. And let's be clear, it has been evident all along before these recent developments that this particular project would never be worth the estimated cost to taxpayers, which is why I have opposed it from the start. This project is slated for about $1.7 billion in public incentives, or roughly about $680,000 for every direct job created in the factory. That is an outrageous price tag that virtually ensures taxpayers would never see an adequate return on investment. The SOAR program overall has become bloated. The program started with a $1 billion investment in 2021. Another $1 billion has been allocated since. And on top of that, an additional $1.5 billion will be added through the corporate income tax designation over the next 3 years. The legislature keeps coming back to taxpayers for more and more money without any indication of whether the program is worth the cost. And there's such little oversight. Projects with ties to foreign adversaries are approved without a second thought. We need more transparency and accountability in economic development projects at every level of government in Michigan, and my legislation would provide a step in the right direction. My plan would ban elected state and local officials from signing non-disclosure agreements related to economic development projects using public funds. Based on my own experience, I see no benefit in non-disclosure agreements. Instead of fostering true communication with legislators, non-disclosure agreements tie their hands and add to a culture of secrecy. I did sign an NDA last term, but after seeing how the process has worked in practice, I rescinded it. I had originally thought if I was able to get more information up front, I could learn more about the projects and be better able to ask questions in committee hearings, so as to increase transparency for the public. Michiganders rightfully desire for information on the spending of public funds for it to be publicly available. To say the least, I did not find these NDAs productive, and they sent a bad signal to the public. This plan would also require SOAR projects to be included in independent reviews established by the Economic Development Incentive Evaluation Act. This evaluation system was created in 2018 through legislation I sponsored to determine whether specific economic development programs are worth the cost to taxpayers. I originally supported the SOAR program, but it has morphed into something opposite to its original goals, and we must change course. I have consistently opposed SOAR and voted against its funding since late last year, but I realize more must be done to protect taxpayers and communities across our state. I considered ways to improve SOAR within its existing framework, but I have concluded the process is too broken to be fixed. Economic incentives will not work as a whole when our state policies are not competitive nationally. The moves Democrats have implemented this past year, such as repealing right to work, enacting a confusing tax structure, working to keep our income tax rate higher, and increasing the cost of energy, will reduce economic growth and opportunity in Michigan. I urge these bills be taken up and we scrap the SOAR Act. Thank you.